Well, let's see. I know a lot of people had, like, including Tom Likas and others, have talked about a woman's diminishing value as she ages. And this I can fully attest to, as I'm sure many of us can. For me, my example came, and I should have opened my eyes then, but I was having too much fun. For me, this example comes from my very early 20s. I had decided to explore different things. And in the process, I found myself at a Wiccan clothing optional campground. Yes, very female centric. Now, I had also realized that once I had arrived and had some time to adjust, I realized that I was the healthiest person there. Well, a male. I was the healthiest male there. The vast majority of the other men that were there were in their mid to late 40s, overweight, and the ones that weren't in their late 40s had teeth rotting out of their mouths. And it was disgusting. Along with this, as a result of Wicca being female worship, it became apparent that being the healthiest male there, as well as being young enough to warrant attention, once I became aware of this, and that even of the other men that were there my own age, the vast majority were very poor specimens indeed. For one reason or another. Most of the time it was their, I can't say it was specifically their physical attributes, but more their mental and emotional attributes. Excuse me. And by this, these men were essentially kissing the feet of these, well, woman bear pigs. I mean, they're about as fully as a bear. They got the rolls of a sow, and they look semi Homo sapien. But these people, all of which I don't think any one of them ranks above Gamma, or at least early on. And I'm thinking, okay, I'm out of here. On my way out, I come across a number of fairly attractive females that have shown up. Turns out they do exist. They are in the minority. Anyone thinks I'm going to get a hot Wiccan chick, they are in the minority. Well, many of the other women were pissed off, and verbally so, that I was paying attention to these females that were about my age and a hell of a lot more attractive. Because I was attracted to these women, and they were attracted to me in relation to the other options that were there, I think it's got to be one of the few times in my life where this was the case. But being in demand, it does kind of feel good. I'll be honest on that one. It does. But that only lasted so long. Once these attractive women showed interest in me and I reciprocated, I became the enemy. I became the superficial, hetero boogeyman that hides in the dark recesses of every man's psyche. I am not kidding. That was interesting. But they were allowed to have standards and try and talk me up, get me drunk, and whatever else, including even crawling into my sleeping bag completely butt-ass naked. If a man did that, he's going to prison. But these women just expect to be able to do this. And when you show interest in something that they don't like, they just get violent. And violence isn't always just screaming and yelling, throwing a fit, or pouting. There are many forms of violence, including using the force of the state. But when men choose, and when men are picky, women complain. But when women are picky, they're being prudent. They're being smart. When men do it, we are superficial assholes. Never mind that many of the traits that we are essentially programmed to appreciate, physically anyways, in women, typically have to do with childbearing. A woman with wider hips is going to have an easier time birthing a child compared to a chick that's, a pole. Seriously, that's not attractive. But but people like all types. It was so bad. I mean, I'd actually gone back a few times, and there were a couple people I had become friends with. But the fat women never forgave me. Nor should they, because I wouldn't do a damn thing with them. One of these gremlins decided to try and crawl into a tent while I was active with another camper. And this chick had rolls on top of rolls, and a short, about 4'11", and 237 pounds, and proud of every ounce of it. And it was all that like Jello fat. She decides she's going to come in and try to join. Apparently, telling a woman, no, I wouldn't touch you with a koala's dick. Apparently saying something like that doesn't really make you any friends in the Buffalo Gals community. But anyways, just wanted to share that.